Hello, welcome back to Clues by Sam. I just got my ass beat playing Silk Song, and we have a tricky one today, so I don't know, but I'm gonna try doing this in as fast as I can. If you don't know what Clues by Sam is, it is a puzzle game where you have 20 people on a board. Some of them are innocent, the others are criminals, and you gotta use the clues that they themselves give you to do no guessing but figure out who's who. I can see that Barb is our first clue for today, so let's start with her. And she's telling us that Wanda is one of two criminals below Carol. So we have Wanda here, and she's a criminal, and we have another one among Helen, Larry, and Peter. But we don't need Barb's clue anymore. Now Wanda is telling us that all innocents in column C are connected. Oh, interesting. So what does that tell us? We have two criminals below Carol. All innocents are connected, so we can't have Peter be an innocent. Or can we? We can, because Peter and Larry could both be innocents and they would be connected, and Helen could be a criminal. But if Larry were to be a criminal, that couldn't happen because we would know that Peter would have to be a criminal as well, or else he would be an innocent that's separated from Helen. So Larry has to be an innocent. Hope I worded that well. And we know there's an innocent here and a criminal here. Now Larry is telling us that there are 3 criminals in column C. Since we know there's 2 criminals below Carol, Carol herself has to be the 3rd criminal in column C. And we don't need Larry's clue anymore. Now Carol is telling us that Rose is one of Mark's 3 innocent neighbors. So we know that Rose is an innocent, but we also know that Mark has 3 innocent neighbors. 2 of them are Larry and Rose, and either Peter or Helen are the other one, so Isaac has to be a criminal too. Now Rose is telling us that there's an odd number of criminals in column A. Column A, we don't know anything about anybody yet. And Isaac is telling us that only one of the 3 innocents neighboring Kyle is Larry's neighbor. So Kyle is here, and we know that he has 3 innocent neighbors among the 8 total. One of them is Larry, but only one of them is Larry's neighbor. And the neighbors that Larry and Kyle share in common are Freya, Helen, Olive, and Peter. We know there's an innocent among Helen and Peter, so both Freya and Olive have to be criminal. Right? But we're gonna leave this clue here since it tells us that Kyle has 3 innocent neighbors. So we have to find one more among these 3 people. Now Freya is telling us that Eric is one of 3 criminals below Anna. So we know that Eric is a criminal already, and there's 2 more to find out below Anna, who's here. Now Olive is telling us that Eric and Wanda have an equal number of innocent neighbors. Where's Eric? Eric's here. And so far he has 1 innocent neighbor. Well, Kyle has 3 innocent neighbors, right? One of them is Larry, the other one is among these people. So either Jose or Noah have to be an innocent as well. Now, Wanda has 1 innocent and 1 criminal neighbor already. But we also know that there's an odd number of criminals in column A. So far there's 2 here. And there can be 4. So Sarah either Sarah or Anna have to be a criminal. Because 3 is an odd number. So what does that tell us? Eric and Wanda have an equal number of innocent neighbors. Oh, but there's 3 criminals below Anna. So Sarah is a criminal. And Anna is an innocent because of the odd number rule. Now we know more about Eric's neighbors, but not all yet. So Anna's telling us that only one of the 5 innocents on the edges is Olive's neighbor. What do we know? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 innocents on the edges. But only one of the 5 innocents on the edges is Olive's neighbors, and that neighbor is either Jose or Noah. So Tyler has to be a criminal too, because all of them neighbor Olive, but only one can be an innocent. So Tyler is a criminal. But we're gonna leave this clue here because of the 5 innocents on the edges part. Now Tyler is telling us that column B has more criminals than any other column. And we know that often we have this situation where 2 columns have the same number of criminals. We know that column A has 3 criminals total. So column B has to have 4, so Kyle has to be a criminal as well. And we don't need this clue anymore. We may, if there's a possibility for 4 criminals to be in another column, but I think I'll remember that. Now Kyle's telling us that 2 of the 3 cops have a criminal directly above them. Nice, the clue tells me there's 3 cops total, which helps a lot. 1, 2, where's the third one? Here. 2 of the 3 cops have a criminal directly above them. So either Mark or Noah are a criminal. Nope. Nope. Let's think better about that. Because if Noah is a criminal, Jose has to be an innocent. But there will be 1 cop with a criminal above them, because Sarah is a cop. If Noah is an innocent, then we don't have 1 cop to have a criminal above them because of Sarah, but Noah has a criminal above him, which is Jose, because if Noah is an innocent, then Jose is a criminal. So either way, we have 1 cop with a criminal here and the other one an innocent. So Rose has to have a criminal above her, and Mark has to be a criminal. Okay, so Kyle's clue doesn't help us anymore. Now Mark's telling us that all criminals above Sarah are connected. Well, that tells us that both criminals above Sarah are connected, so Noah has to be an innocent and Jose a criminal. Or else the criminals will be separated by an innocent. Now, Jose is telling us that Zena and Anna have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Well, Anna has 2 criminal neighbors. So Zena has to have 2 criminal neighbors, so Peter has to be a criminal too, and Helen an innocent. Right? And let's get back to Eric's clue. Eric and Wanda have an equal number of innocent neighbors. And we know that Eric has 2 innocent neighbors total. So Wanda has to have 2 as well. One of them is Rose, the other one has to be Zena. And since we know there's 5 innocents on the edges, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Donald has to be a criminal. That was indeed quick. less than 10 minutes, a tricky one. I'm really, really happy because I'm really, really tired. So yeah, that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you like me solving puzzles. I know it's boring to ask, but it helps me know. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. I'll be back tomorrow with more clues by Sam. And if you want to know more about me, you can follow me on my other socials. I have an Instagram account where I show my muscles. I have a Blue Sky where I post these and other puzzles and talk about some other stuff. The links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.